Hello and welcome to WomanVision TV. I'm your host, Nadia Giordana. My subject today is probiotics for people who are on the go but still want to eat healthy whenever they can. I'm sharing 2 kitchen segments with you in this episode. First, I will show you step by easy step how I make my favorite breakfast, fermented oatmeal, and I'll explain why I like to eat it. Then I will show you how you can save some money and make your own homemade yogurt. I'll meet you in the kitchen. Hello, good morning, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Nadia Giordana. I'm on the go all the time, but I still like to get good probiotics into my diet as often as I can and keep my life simple. Today I want to show you how I make my fermented oatmeal. Now there are many different methods of doing this and you can find other ones online. This happens to be the first one that I learned and I like it and stick with it because of its simplicity. There is some controversy among nutritional professionals about fermented grains. Some say you shouldn't eat anything else and should avoid the untreated grains. That's because of the phytic acid that's found in the grains that tends to interfere with the absorption of important minerals. There are other professionals that believe that cooking is sufficient because it does reduce the phytic acid, and I fall into the camp of being somewhere in between those two things. But you can decide what you'd like to do. What I'm showing you here is not unusual. People eat fermented foods all the time. They eat sourdough bread, sauerkraut, pickles, yogurt, even beer and wine. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I have here. It's really simple. I start with only 2 ingredients. I use either steel cut oats, which is another form of oatmeal, or rolled oats. Let's do the rolled oats here today. Put them into some kind of a bowl or container, and generally I measure half a cup of the rolled oats and half a cup of the yogurt, but most of the time I can just go by eye and notice that it's going to be about half and half. Stir that up. And really until it's well mixed. I usually lay a cloth over the top or put it into another container. You don't need to do that. And let it sit overnight or for 24 hours, and then it's going to be sufficiently softened and fermented enough to be able to eat and use. I'll get a bowl here. Let's show you what I have with one that I did last night. As you can see, it's quite thick, but that's the way it is supposed to be. I then add a little water to it. That might be close to equal amounts too, but it depends on you and how you like your oatmeal. Put it into the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes. And really, that's all there is to it. You've got the cooked oatmeal. It looks wonderful. I often add raisins, maybe some dried cranberries. It can be whatever you want. I like pumpkin seeds. And I will even add a little lecithin, which I use in my smoothies. And that's for breaking up the fat cells in your body and flushing it out of your system. And also ground flax for the omega-3s. And for sweetener, you can use maple syrup, honey, raw sugar. I tend to like stevia. Some might disagree. Stir that all up, and you've got a lovely bowl of oatmeal. If you want to use milk, you can. I'll do almond milk much of the time. That also is optional. And that's all there is to it. Okay, now I want to show you how I make homemade plain yogurt using a slow cooker. It's one of the easiest methods I've found to do it. There are dozens of others. But I will be honest with you, I only do this when I know I'm going to be home for a day, day and a half because of the waiting time. It's really simple. All I do is take 2 quarts, that's 8 cups of whole organic milk. Put it into a warm, slow cooker set on low. Let that cook for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Then turn it off and let it sit for 3 more hours. Then I'll be back. I'm back, and a total of 5 hours and 45 minutes has passed. The slow cooker was turned off, remember, at the end of 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it was sitting in here for 3 hours after that. Now I've opened it and skimmed off the skin that formed on the milk, and I'm ready to add 1/2 cup of plain yogurt, whatever your favorite brand of plain and even organic yogurt is. You'll whisk that in thoroughly so that that is evenly distributed. And then we'll cover it and cover in addition with a nice thick heavy towel. Let that sit for an additional 12 hours. At the end of that time, you can spoon it into individual containers if you'd like, or keep it in a covered bowl, refrigerate it, and use it.